Hello, guys. Hi, my name is Vitaly Kotriano. I'm presenting now from our newly opened office in Dublin, in Ireland. And we are still setting up, but we are very happy that we have our own place here where you can come and we could make free presentations for you, answer to all the questions you might have there. We have planned some games, some social games, financial games, the genius of finance, which is a fun way of spending a weekend with friends, and while also learning a lot of useful things, right? So now, for the ones who don't know who we are Skyway Invest Group. I'm trying to get here my slides to get them in the right order for you. And so here we go. We are Skyway Invest Group. It's an educational platform. So basically, what we do, we teach people how to make their first steps into investing. So how to become private investors, right? So I will tell you 2 words about myself. Why do I think that I can, but I do have the knowledge, or I have skills for telling people how to do things, or at least attempting doing so. Certainly, I have the Master Profit training offered by Skyway Invest Group, and I will tell you later what is it about. I hold a professional certificate in investment fund services offered by the Irish Funds Industry Association of Ireland, together with the University College Dublin. I got an MBA in marketing offered by Dublin Business School and John Moores University from the UK, and I also got a bachelor's in economics. So as you can understand, finance and economics, it's my major interest. It's basically my language, and I really like it on a personal level. But then this project, Skyway Invest Group, gave me the opportunity to understand why do I know all this for. So how can I use all this knowledge that I got in my academic years, how to use them for myself and not for a company, not in a corporate environment. That's what I was always told. I was told that I should get degrees, I should get awards, and then get employed somewhere, which is not really the best thing to do. So basically, what do we have here? We have here 3 logos, as you can see. We have on the right side, it's SWIG, Skyway Invest Group. So this is the company which has under its rule the Academy for Private Investor, and which has educational programs. And there is the program Crypto Unit. So basically, through this program, the company proves that they can do what we teach about, right? So that would be the thing. I'm sorry, I have to put my computer to charge because it shows that it's going low. So if you can allow me a few seconds. Okay, I'm sorry for this. So let's go ahead. Okay, so let's go to the next slide. What do we teach about? We have our fundamental theory. It's our 8 rules of a private investor. And one of the rules has our 5 commandments of a private investor. So the 8 rules of a private investor. Okay, the first rule: understanding the basic concepts in investing. So what is assets, what's liabilities, what's financial independence and financial freedom, what's investing and investments. A lot of people don't know what's assets and liabilities. A simple rule of thumb: liabilities are those things which you buy or you invest in, and they consume your funds. You have to finance them all the time, every month. And assets are those investments or those purchases which bring you money. Yeah, so a personal car, it's a liability. Yeah, because you have to put a lot of money into it constantly. And the same car, if you rent it out for a taxi or for a taxi driver or something, or you use it as a taxi, then it brings you money all the time. So what's the difference between financial independence and financial freedom? You can see a lot of webinars online, a lot of articles, about people speaking about success, which comes from the space somewhere, if you pray to the universe and so on and so forth. Well, certainly you have to be positive, certainly you have to keep a positive mindset, but I don't think that that's the only thing that you should do in order to get money. Money is numbers, so you have to calculate everything in numbers, and even these two concepts, financial independence and financial freedom, might have to be calculated in numbers, because we are speaking about finance. And financial independence, that's calculating these two, you would have to, in order to calculate these two, you'd have to calculate your expenses, your monthly, yearly expenses first. Okay, so I can give you an example in numbers. So, for example, you have your expenses per month are $1,000, yeah, or 1,000 euro. Then your expenses per year would be 12,000 euro per 12 months, right? Then if you have $120,000, $20,000 put aside, yes, then you have the financial independence for 10 years. That would mean that you have this money in the drawer, you open the drawer, and whenever you need money, whenever you need your $1,000 a month, and you live with this money for 10 years without working and without changing your lifestyle. That's financial independence. Financial freedom, on the other hand, is having the same amount of money, $120,000, right? You invest them, you make a portfolio, you invest them in different investments, yeah? I don't know, you have 10 investments in different instruments, yeah? And those give you a return of 10% a year. Yeah, so then you get your 12,000 a year, your 1,000 a month. You get them as a return from your portfolio of $120,000. Yeah, that means that you are financially free. You don't participate much in the process, and your money are making money for you, from which you keep your standard of life, your usual standard of life that you're used to. Certainly, you can earn more and reinvest, make a bigger portfolio, and then get a higher standard of life as well. It depends on you. But this is the to show you that these are not just philosophical concepts. These are concepts which have to be calculated in numbers. And then we have investing versus investments. Okay, so what's investing? Investing is let's start with the simplest one. Investment. An investment is something which you buy, something that you put money in, that you invest in. Yeah. So there could be a car. That's an investment, an apartment, real estate, there could be investment, there could be some shares of a company, that would be one investment, there could be some bonds of another company, or a bank, another investment, there can be some, a gold bullion as well that you invested in, and that's an investment as well. That's one, that's an investment. Investing, on the other hand, is the whole process of a whole process through which a private investor or an investor goes through. Yeah, so there would be the research, there would be the saving, the money saving. So when you put money aside for your investments, we'll discuss about this later, and then your actual investments, and then your work afterwards, where you, according to your financial plan, which we'll discuss about later. Okay, so investing is actually a lifestyle. That's what I can tell you. Okay, so that was the first rule of a private investor. The second rule of a private investor is always obey the 5 commandments of private investors. So the first commandment is the magic of 10%. So I was telling you about putting aside a certain amount of money which you can invest in various, which you can create assets with. Yeah, assets being the purchases or investments which bring you money, don't take your money out of your pocket. Yeah, so it's called the magic of 10% because it's recommended to put aside 10% of all of your incomes, right? And then if you don't really feel that you put this money aside, that you don't use them in for your immediate expenses. But at the same time, it's a very good practice, very good habit to do, and in the long run, it has a great return. Yeah. The second rule of commandment of a private investor is have a strict control over your expenses. I told you before I have an MBA in marketing, and what we're studying there about is to entertain the people, to make advertisements which are really cool and really good that people could identify with, and not because these are all not done for making people better or really entertain them. Everything is done to make them buy, okay? And many times, under the influence of these, you buy things that you don't need, and that's what markets are there for. That's what they do, and you can save on those. You can save on those, and then find a better use of that money that you spend on these useless things, and buy actually assets. And you turn from a consumer into an investor. I don't know what kind of label would you like more. I like investor more. So, and then the third commandment of a private investor, protect your capital. Yeah, from loss. So you have to protect it from two parties, from yourself. Yeah, so you put 10% aside for 10 months, and then you think that you got a really good deal to, I don't know, to go to Caribbeans, yeah, for a vacation, and then you take the money from there, and then you put in a vacation, and everything is lost. Yeah, so you didn't stick to your initial plan, so you will be the first, your own enemy. In this case, and from others, there is people who, when they find out that you have money, they try to lend from you and never give them back. And certainly, it's a very good idea to ask for a guarantee. Yeah, when you give the money, or it depends. It depends on you, but you have to be cautious with that, to not lose your own money, because otherwise, it's not worth it. It's not, you did everything in vain. Then the fourth commandment, always study the area of investing. As I told you before, the investing is a very interesting area. It's not only the area of finance. The area of finance is actually a kind of small part of it. The most important is to understand the markets, to understand different industries. For example, you have investments in renewable energy, you have investment in a food producing company, you have investments in, I don't know, in the cryptocurrencies. You have to understand all these, yeah. And it's also what keeps me here as a person who, with my background in finance and so on, I really like different markets. I really like the new technology, innovative technology, right? And that's why investing in them, and it makes sense investing in them now when they are undervalued, and having high returns in 5 years or 10 years when they will be mainstream, right? And that's how people earn money on such companies as Apple, when we just entered, or Microsoft, or so on. In the beginning, we were just something small, but we were visionaries. We understood where the world goes, and in order to understand where the world goes, where the world is heading, you have to study the whole area of investing and its background, the markets, and the trends. Yeah. And also you have to study what we are offering you now, right? So let's proceed to the next one. Is the fifth commandment of a private investor is always learn to earn more, right? So it's a very good idea to earn more. As I told you, I worked in banks before. Then I was doing translations. I'm doing interpreting now. I'm doing some translations. I'm investing in crypto market, where I get some short-term capitalization. And so that would be, and also I get money from the office work now in Skyway, you could do the same thing from developing a market of, a network of people. Yeah. So having multiple sources of income is the best. If for example, nobody calls me for translations, I still have my other sources of income, which is great. It's awesome. It keeps you hedged against changes, yeah, in your life. So now let's move on to the third rule of a private investor, which is compile your financial plan, right? So you have to make a financial plan. When you start a financial plan, you start with writing down your dreams. Yeah, what do you want? What do you want to achieve? You want a house? You want, I don't know, you have a charity project. You want the carbon footprint dropped in your country. You need a project that you have a religious project. You want to build a church. You have to build a hospital. You have to, to build a palace for yourself in the end, or buy your mother a Cadillac, yes, as in the famous movie with the cancer ill person whose dream was to buy his mother Cadillac. So whatever is that, you write it down and then you make it into a goal. Okay, so then when you make it into a goal, then you calculate the time frames into which you can attain this. Yeah, it can be 10 years, it can be 5 years. It's certainly not tomorrow. Just be realistic and mature, and then you split all this into tasks, and that's what your financial plan is, right? And then you create your portfolio. Yeah, so you analyze the market because you studied area of investing, right? So you analyze the market, you choose your instruments, whichever you want, the ones that you found good, yeah, the ones which we will suggest a couple, not only those, hopefully we'll have more than those. And we move on to the fourth rule of a private investor, which is always diversify your portfolio. So don't hold all your eggs in one basket, right? So here it is again. So you have different, you identify different investment instruments and you invest in them, right? So that can be gold. One of them can be gold, which is not liquid and it's more for hedging. Another one can be real estate, which is very not liquid, but it's a long-term investment instrument, let's put it this way. There is also another one can be cryptocurrency, which is highly liquid and it can be short and it can be long term. Another one can be, innovative technology. For example, we have the transport technology Skyway, which we promote. Yeah, so that one is has a contract already with Dubai. Is building their technopark in Dubai. So an innovative center, actually, how we call it, Skyway Innovative Center. So that would be a long term and not liquid again, and high risk as well because it's on pre-IPO. Okay, so you create such a list, you invest in them in various proportions. Certainly, you invest more in the beginning. You invest more in the less risky investment types, and invest less in the riskier ones with high returns, and you go ahead towards your goal. Yeah, and here we go to the fifth rule of a private investor: keep your investment discipline. So you go towards your goal by keeping up your discipline. So what does it mean? That means that you have to stick to your plan, to your financial plan every day, even if you're unmotivated, you wake up unmotivated in a certain morning, you open your financial plan, you read it through, you read the goals, you read your dreams and what you have to do, and you stick to it again. Okay, so don't deviate. Sometimes people find that they have a portfolio of, I don't know, of 10 investments, and suddenly somebody comes and say that look, we have something is called awesome coin, whatever, in blockchain, and it will have a return of 100x. Yeah, and you take your money from your portfolio and put it there, and then you lose everything. As you said, be a smart investor and be an investor, not a consumer. Don't just go and consume everything what everybody tells you and believe what everybody tells you. An investor researches, an investor does it smartly, right? And then again, the sixth rule of a private investor is laziness and greed lead to bankruptcy. Laziness, again, don't be lazy to research and to make up your own mind, right? And greed, as in the previous example, again, usually they go hand in hand. So you are too lazy to research, and you listen a friend who tells you that you will get 100% return, and being so greedy, you are just taking your money from your plan, which is well hedged and well thought through, and just put everything there, and you get bankrupt because you are too lazy to research and you're too greedy, and you put all the money in a thing which is unsustained, right? And then the seventh rule of a private investor, we heard that before, always learn ways to invest. Yeah, so always learn the investment market. We just keep an eye there on everything what's new, because opportunities were there all the time. You wouldn't notice them, and then you would find yourself asking, "Oh, how my neighbor bought a new car or bought a new house?" Because he or she considered the opportunities around, or they understood them, they noticed them, while you didn't even notice them, or you just didn't take them into account. You went to work and you came back, and you wouldn't make a fortune out of that. You keep running though, but it's a very basic thing that you can do, but we can do more, right, than basic. So and then the eighth rule of a private investor is always increase your capital. As you see, it's stressed again. It was it was the fifth commandment of a private investor, and now is the eighth rule of a private investor. It's very important to have different streams of capital. You can monetize one of your hobbies, which is the best thing to do. There is a saying, I forgot who said this, but someone said, "Do what you love, do what you love, and you will not have to work one day in your life. You'll just do what you love. That's it. It will be an awesome life." And you can always find different ways of earning money. As I was finding, for example, as I told you, I work in finance. Well, my studies are related to economics and finance. I worked in banks before in financial security capacity, but now I found that working as a translator is better. Yeah? So while working as a translator, I have some skills which are needed in the same company, translations companies, which would be doing research or writing something. Okay, so I'm using the same skills, I'm diversifying it. If I get a project or another one, I make some money from that as well. So this way I have more money for investments. Okay, so thanks for this. This is all about the 8 rules of private investor, the underlying theory, and this is our section of education. Yeah, so there is a lot of trainings we provide. So it's in wealth creation, strategies, instrument exercises. We have a game which is called the Genius of Finance Master Game. Yeah, so it's grandfather would be Monopoly. Its father would be then next of kin would be the cash flow game of Robert Kiyosaki, yeah, and this one is an absolute upgrade on both, right? So it reflects the nowadays reality 100%, and it gives you skills. Okay, we have theoretical webinars, seminars, courses, which gives you knowledge. Okay, here in a real life situation with a lot of people at the table, 10 people, 6 people, you get a lot of situations, you get a lot of business propositions, opportunities and so on, which you can take, which you can develop or fail or whatever, and you get here life circumstances, just the those cards which you see there. There are different circumstances that you just don't choose by following you get into them, into different circumstances, and then you have to cope. And working with the people around, you can pay some people can help you, some people can enter into partnerships with you and make businesses and so on and so forth. So this is a great game. It's a great idea to spend the weekend actually in our office here in Blanchardstown. We have a great office now in home, but we have a greater office here, which is very colorful, and it's you can drink a tea and just lay back and have fun with your friends while learning something new, and not just as kids learn by playing. That's what's going to happen if you choose to come and spend one Saturday with us. Yeah. Okay. So there is other trainings. There is investment consultant training. You can get certification as an investment consultant. There is the Millionaire in 1 Year webinars, which are the theoretical webinars every Wednesday, so they're absolutely for free. And there is, you can join them, and then there is the Master Game Genius of Finance I told you about. There is the webinar of Master Game Genius of Finance, where people discuss, and you can get a taste how this, what is this game. And there is, people discuss the coaches discuss their different situations or different cards which I have here. And there is the webinars on the new economic development of the world, where the investment manager and the company director discuss about their own portfolio, which we have, which we run. You can take part in if you choose. To show that everything that you are teaching here, we are doing, we can do. Is not that we just start over the weekend and watch some YouTube videos on investments and made a summary, and then we are made a presentation and are speaking to you. No. Behind all this is a strong team of various professionals which can do things, have real results, and are eager to share this with you. Let's move on. Okay, now as we discussed about the new economic evolution of the world, yeah. Before, what's that? I'll give you a background. Yeah, you know that it's very daunting for a lot of people, and a lot of people know that our world changed a lot, and now it changes even more, right? On all the levels: economic level, political level, and social level, right? So what happens now? We got blockchain, which is a new internet. We got more and more payments. Payment options, internet payment options. We got a lot of movement for ecological movement, for saving the planet and so on. A lot of technologies coming here. People are bombarded with technology. There is an app for everything. There is a software for everything. There is different gadgets for everything, and so on. There is new. You can see. I don't know. In China, we're building houses in 1 week we're building a 30, 40-story house, and so on. So it's just we got 3D printing. We got advancement in biopharmaceuticals and medicine, and even there is such thing where we 3D print organs and stuff like that, which is from stem cells, yeah, which is crazy advancement, and this leads somewhere. This will lead to major changes to which we have to adapt, right? And if you want to have a good place in the new world, in the new society, then we have to act now and be proactive, right, and get involved, right? So the new economic evolution of the world, there is a product. It's a conglomerate of different projects. There is innovative transport projects. There is an investment projects through blockchain, certainly, because it's the most innovative way of doing that. And there is a smart cities project. There is a project for making even fertile soil using technology of the company. Skyway Technologies company, yeah, which is owned by renowned scientist Anatoly Eduardovich Yinitsky, right? So later about that. Now let's speak about the crypto unit program. So it's an investment fund, pre-STO, so pre-security token offering. Security token is basically is the equivalent of a share of a bond, yeah, of a paper of value of a security, as it suggests. But to be honest, before I was quite. I was quite skeptical about blockchain, but now with my background working in financial security in different banks, when I've seen that the regulators are regulating the market now, and all these security tokens are being regulated by the SEC, Security Exchange Commission of the USA, so are being regulated just as any other share in the company. Then certainly that attracted my attention, and now I believe in it. Now I do believe in it, and I have investments in it. So where was I? Oh yeah, it's the first kind of an investment fund led through blockchain. Yeah, the theoretical model is known there for a long time, but nobody was yet doing this. 2019 is known as the institutional year for blockchain. Yeah, so the big companies are entering little by little, but we're still shy. I guess we will enter more by the end of the year. When other investments, traditional investing would be compromised a bit, and then there will be the time to shine for blockchain. And that's first thing. So we are first to do this, which is great. So this is basically a security token, which is the only security token on the market which is backed by an investment portfolio. Yeah, so that's an investment portfolio of various investments, and I will show it to you later. In more than 20 various investment instruments. Yeah. So another interesting fact is that there is now another project which is not related to us. It's an idea for you if you want to explore it. It's called the real estate token. Yeah. So real estate token is actually the first company which plans. It's got to go ahead now the permission to issue bonds. Yeah. So we will issue bonds to blockchain. Yeah, so we are the first who are issuing shares in a fund shares through blockchain. We are the first to issue bonds to blockchain. That's an interesting fact. Yep. So it's always good to be first, right? Again, let's remind ourselves about the first investors in Alibaba, in Apple, in Microsoft, and so on, and just think just a little how much money we have now from their small investment then, be 10,000 or 1,000 or whatever they invested in. Yeah? Okay, so then the crypto unit program is registered in the USA, in the state of Delaware, and is regulated by the Security Exchange Commission of the USA, SEC. Yes, so and the STO will be declared on October 2019, between 11th of October, 17th of October 2018, in New Delhi, in India, where the 5th anniversary of Skyway Invest Group will be celebrated here on a big stadium. More than 10,000 people will be there. It will be a huge event, actually, of this kind. So here's the crypto unit or CRU program. It's backed by real financial instruments, by real assets, right? And there is different assets. There is real estate. You see tag and roll real estate. There is real estate in Kazakhstan as well. There is shares of Skyway technology, of Skyway transport technology. We'll discuss about later, which is actually makes the biggest part of the portfolio. It's an innovative technology, the most cost-efficient new technology on the world, in the world now at the moment. And then there is investments in technology advanced investments, which is the gold mine in Zambia. So there is gold mining, and there is you see Gazprom Bank in gold, Gazprom Bank in Chinese yen. So there is also forex operations. There is gold hedging. There is a professional investment fund. There's Alpha Capital PIF, which is certainly guaranteed secure income. So and there is land, which is also a very good idea to buy land if you want to develop something, and the company has developing projects of developing hotels mainly, and villas, complexes, big developments, those and quite expensive real estate. Then we have cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Litecoin, shares in Facebook, shares in Visa, shares in Mastercard. We have the ZU cryptocurrency, another interesting prospect. Shares in FedEx corporations, shares in Twitter. Chesapeake Energy Corporation as well. We've got cash deposits. Shares in Sberbank, Russian bank. There is shares in Astana Bank, Monorechain, another company, in Tesla, and then Craftinis and Cryptomat. Cryptomat is a product that I really like, to be honest, because it's about crypto ATMs. So it's a company which actually produces crypto ATMs and puts there and there. And now that being in trend, Crypto Unit actually bought some ATMs, and they are bringing interest, so commissions from every transaction done are earned by the Crypto Union program, right? And the Crypto Union program, by the way, is dividends paying program. So basically, for your shares, you receive dividends, right? And let's carry on. Another project which we support and we promote is Skyway Transport pre-IPO. So there is projects agreed in India, in Ireland, in Kazakhstan, Australia, Russia, Oman, and United Arab Emirates. The United Arab Emirates is the biggest one. It will run under the name Skypod. So you know that United Arab Emirates are one of the most technologically advanced cities in the world. Well, Dubai is one of the most technologically advanced cities in the world, and they adopt the newest technology possible now. And now there is how to call it. A new technopark being developed in United Arab Emirates. There is already a technopark where there are test trucks in Belarus, and it's where you can go and just take a seat in one of these wagonettes and take a spin to see how it feels, to see the speed, to see what a great view it gives. So you can see them on the screen. They have this transport project has a lot of advantages. First of all, is cost advantage is 3 times higher to build this than a normal train, than a conventional train. Secondly, it's on the pillars above the ground, which means that it doesn't cause a lot of traffic, and it also can be traced in different areas like forests, even these deserts, mountains, and areas which are difficult to reach. It also works on renewable energy. That's how it is designed. It's very secure because it has a central control system. Automated central control system with sensors and so on. All this technology is it's getting cheaper and cheaper now. So before it was something out of this world. Now it's being produced on a large scale. So putting all this together, you can get price advantages while having a high innovative technology, right? So, and the company has its own certain innovations, like the strings or the pre-stressed rails, which we use, where is 100% company's development, and that's how it's called, string technology. Also the wheels which are used are also the wheels system. It's also the company development, and there's many other aspects to it. Basically, there is different types. There is city type, which develops a speed of 150 kilometers. There is another type, which is also a city type, suburb type, which develops a speed of 250 kilometers, up to 250 kilometers. There is the high-speed train, which will develop a maximum 500 kilometers an hour. There is cargo as well. So, and there is even like personal wagonette, yeah, mini-bike as well. So it has a solution for everybody, for every situation. Yeah, that's why. So it's being advertised on different international transport exhibitions. For example, the one is InnoTrans, which takes part in Berlin every year in Germany. There the ministers of transport or representatives of different governments come and see new advancements, and there are a lot of letters of interest being signed by different ministers. Besides the one I mentioned before, India, Australia, Russia, and so on, there were people from Slovakia, Romania, and Hungary and other countries in Europe who signed letters of interest. And after that, we are invited to the Technopark in Belarus just to take a seat, to take a look, to take a seat in one of those wagons and see how it works by themselves. Yeah, and then share the experience and write a proper report to their ministries of transports in their countries. So that's basically how it works. And also there is soon enough they will be able to go to Dubai to the new Technopark, to the new test section, which will add to the publicity of this project. Yes, so this is an exciting project. It's from the ecological perspective, it's great. There is no, the carbon footprint is next to zero, and having a train station through a forest kills animals. This one wouldn't kill anybody. Because it's above the ground, it gives a great view. It's cheaper, better, faster, and so on. So from all the perspective, it's just a real exciting project, and I'm really excited to discuss about it. Yes. So this project actually has in it both of my interests. So that's economics, business, and also technology. So that's why I like it. So, okay, so here's just to give you an idea again about investing in different technology. Yeah, there was Apple, we missed that one. There was Street Start Pictures, another project with high returns where people got for every dollar 10 times more. Every dollar invested. Google, again, another project, you missed that one. Amazon, Alibaba, Microsoft were all missed. Okay, there is these are great histories of success in investing in new technology and new things, yeah, and we're all missed. You wish you could go back and invest a buck or two, or I don't know, 1,000 or two in those to get some hundreds of thousands now after, I don't know, 15 years or 20 years. Some of them sooner had a return in 20 years, some of them had a return in 5 years, whatever. That's why you need a portfolio, yes, so to get a bit of both, right? Short term and long term. But it's time now for Skyway Transport Technology, yeah, and it's time now for the crypto unit project, yeah, so which is the first investment fund on the blockchain with the shares or tokens with shares which pay dividends. Yeah, so it's one of a kind project. A lot of people speak, we actually do it. right? And also you are welcome to invest in some education. We have education packages because education is the only is the investment with the highest return. So you invest, it can bring you, if you invest now in a course 1,000 and 2,000, then in your lifetime it can bring you 100 times, 1,000 times more. And you know that people who have some studies and they use them. Right now, it's actually the most relevant studies in investment and in entrepreneurship as well. So here is some pictures. That's Steven Seagal. I hope you recognize him. He was in this ecotechnopark in Belarus, in Marinogorka. He shared his views about the environment and about that how he supports various projects which support the lowering the carbon footprint and our influence on the environment, right? Here down you can see the representative of the Arab countries in one of our small transport system, because I told you there is many, and which is called Bike. So that's you see the Skypod transport is done in partnership with the Road and Traffic Authority of Dubai. You can see here Calais Times, on the right, the newspaper, the national newspaper, which writes about this project. You can see down there, actually, in the small picture, our Skyway Skypods drone. Yeah. So that's how far it goes. So you're welcome to do your own research, or you can write in the comments. I can send you a lot of links to different videos from national news of different countries which speak about this project. And that would be Malaysia, that was Singapore, there was Australia, there was Russia, there was Belarus, Ukraine, there was I don't know. Just I have to take a look again. Certainly the Emirates. National TV and so on. So then again, you can join our team. We have an aspect of rewarding the people who bring out other people, right? And even in the workplace, well, I work in corporates. You know how it is like. There is a lot of shared values that you are bombarded with and so on, and I don't know how much shared they are. It's a lot of competition, and people go to do a lot of ugly stuff. You know, it's not the dream environment that you dream about. Certainly, it's a lot to learn from. I thank God I learned a lot from those places, but there is things which often raise eyebrows, and it's quite sometimes the over competition for a piece of bread, for a simple piece of bread, is just does not worth it. That's what I was thinking. What was the thought was what I was obsessed about. And here, on the other hand, you can see how we work. We actually help one another because we have shared the same interests in life, right? And also we are rewarded for that. Okay, so that's rewarded with real reward, with money rewards, yes, with commissions and so on, which is certainly it's very smart to make a smart structure, a smart system, in which people could really support. We would be motivated to support one another and get better. Yes, really get better and get the best out of themselves. And there is another project will be in the future, is the Smart Cities project. Yes, it's called Project Eurasia. So this transport Skyway transport system will aid that, because that would work as how to call it, as a horizontal lifts, as they are called. So the concept is called linear cities. So basically, there are huge complexes, houses, buildings having everything in them, and the transport from one to another will be through these horizontal lifts, high speed and reliable. So there is already interest in this, especially in the countries which have a lot of deserts. We would like to do something with them, because otherwise we're just inhabited by some small animals, and that's it, and some snakes. Having such a project would make oases from those places, and there is many. There is you can take again. We can go to Dubai. We made from a desert area. We made a green area and a prosperous area, right? So using smart technologies, you can do it in a very efficient manner. There is also I took a note here for myself. I wanted to give you the example as an example. I wanted to give you the Singapore, which is the etalon of smart city now at the moment, and that's, I don't know, it's 40, 50 years ahead of every city in the world by the technologies used, because we have a short, a very small area, but we have to build more and more, because the population is growing and the needs are growing. And we said that the only way where to grow is upwards. Right? And then we realized that we can grow only up, so we would have to make other structures. And then the biggest challenge would be transport, namely transport. So I hope I get it right here. Okay, so I'll leave it here. So you can find this video. It's by National Geographic. It's called "City of the Future, Singapore." So I hope that this small sequence can prove my point. So and I invite you to research more and ask questions and write in the comments, and I will answer to all of your questions. So please follow the link down there. If you to register on our website, then you have all the information centralized. You have all the development of our projects. You have access to again to our 8 rules of a private investor, which you have all to yourselves, and other free materials. And you will also be directed to some projects which you find worthwhile to invest in, which will be high. There will be a huge return on them, and I'm sure of that. And with places where you can invest, indeed, from starting with as little as $10 or $100, because they are the strategy used is equity crowdfunding. So basically, you get equity for every money, for every buck you put in, for every dollar or euro that you put in. It's not the type of it's equity-based crowdfunding. So you get share certificates for every investment that you make. But the good thing is that it's you don't need huge amount to start with. You can there is certainly deals for different amounts you buy, but you can start for a very small amount, and that's what we encourage. Even if you have small amount, if you're a student, you have $5, $10. Start now. The better, the sooner you start, the better you do. People who know about such financial products as pensions, we know how it works. The earlier you start, the more you have later. Here is not pension. Here we don't gather money. Here we put little money in order to get big money in the future. That's our philosophy. So we want to first what we teach is to protect your money, your own money, from different crises, from different depreciation and so on. When there were defaults in the economy, when, for example, the Big Depression. During the Big Depression, people in Germany would go to the bar, would order 3 beers straight away, because every 2 hours the waiter would stand on a table and say the new prices due to hyperinflation which was there. So you would enter the bar, you would pay 2 kronas for your beer, which 2 hours later would cost 4 kronas. Yeah, that was that bad. Yeah, so what we teach you is through investing, through being an investor, to protect your money. That's first, and that's the least that you could do for yourself. Is just protect and not lose on the things which are out of your control. Changes in the economy and the global economy, which you witness nowadays. More and more people speak about a global recession, which would be worse than the first one. And the second, we encourage to multiply, to multiply your income, to your capital, to make it bigger, and only by making a diversified portfolio in different instruments, quite varied, very different one from another, long-term, short-term, high risk, low risk, high return, low return, guaranteed, not guaranteed. From all these points of view, only then you will make sure that you will be both secured and you will make returns as well. So you will not lose, first of all, and secondly, you will make returns as well. So thank you very much. Please follow the link which is down there, and then register and stay tuned for more. Thank you. Bye bye.